Hey guys, and welcome back. Today, I wanted to show you a simple way of approaching automation. Now, I've got this little loop going here, and with this synth, which in my mind, this is the lead element that's gonna evolve, like pull our attention forward as the track, this idea progresses. Now, this isn't anything fancy. This is not a showcase of sound design or whatnot. What I've got going here, for anyone interested, is just a simple, little simple patch. We're on G sharp. I'm not in any specific key for what it's worth, but we're on the low G sharp. Right, and just this rhythmic pattern that I found interesting. If I disable all the processing here, it's just a square wave with a little envelope on the filter. I'm using envelope 2, and yeah, there's not too much fancy stuff going on here. I'm just removing the bass a bit because the bass is already covered by the sub and our kick. Some reverb. I was trying out Slink, but I didn't feel it fit really, so we can actually just delete that. And then just some classic chorus with these settings, just to give it a bit more width and make it a bit more interesting than the simple dry signal. Yeah. So the point here that I wanted to make is that in order for this this sound to evolve over time, what is super common, obviously, is to go like this, play with the filters, right? And I've come to find that instead of always programming the filter with the automation like this, you can hit A on your keyboard to open up the automation mode, and then you can also simply you can simply it's not whatever. Instead, like, you can just wiggle the button that you want to modulate, or the parameter of any of the effects. And this goes for any of the effects within Ableton Live. You can wiggle the filter like this, and you'll see this red line here. You'll see the automation, your automation curve. So instead of going about it this old way, like when to open up this filter and to progress the sound, the normal way you'd go about this would be something like this, like okay, and then sometimes this can also be a bit of a pain in the butt, if you ask me. You can if you hit Command or Control on your keyboard while you're selecting one of the points, you can also like go off the grid, which can also be nice to make the sounds a bit more organic, if that's what you're going for. Right, and then it's gonna open up and then close again, and then we can, for instance, like we'll duplicate this entire loop, hit W to get the width zoomed in. Select everything, we hit Command or Control L, and but still, like, this works to do it this way. And now my Command Z won't work for some reason. It works to do it this way. Now we can start like editing this in, but you can see that it quite quickly, like, this can be pretty tedious, to be honest. Especially, like, I enjoy working without like off the grid, and you can hit Command or Control 4 to disable the grid locking, or you can hit Command and Control or Control on Windows when you're selecting one and manipulating one of the points. But again, like this is for this this kind of sound and this kind of evolving sound, I'd like to do it a bit more organically, because we're trying to go for a pretty organic kind of deep techno sound here, right? And this is nice. Like, I'm not saying that this doesn't work, but we want it even more fluid, I guess. So we can hit right click, hit delete automation, and what you can do, you make sure you disable record arm on any of the selected tracks that you have in your project. Make sure this record automation button is selected, and then once you hit record, this is just gonna this is I have an LFO here that's recording, but so what's gonna happen here excuse me, is you now if you just hit this yellow dot here, you can actually just plainly record in the automation by hand. And this is, in my mind, it's the next best thing, unless you can also obviously MIDI map these parameters up to any kind of like small MIDI controller you have. But I've come to find that this is a much quicker way to get in a rough idea. And now you can always we can just go in here and smoothen the points out a bit. And now, I'm not saying I'm an automation master. I know that there's the automation in Ableton is pretty you can get pretty detailed about this. And I think there's also a way to you can even simplify the envelope if you end up having too much points. Like this, you can right click, simplify envelope right here, and it will remove all the excess points essentially. But yeah, this is from what I've come to find, this is not new information. This is not groundbreaking stuff, but I feel like it's a small and a nice little reminder to be like, yo, you can actually automate anything super quickly if you want. You can even hit record here and be like, okay, what do I want to do? Like, let's do it here. We can mess around with the unison voices, the amount. Right, and then just boom. And you can do the same thing with like sends. I just wait till it opens up again. Right. This is a really quick way to just draw in a ton of automation in your synths, in your composition, so that whenever you duplicate and you work on the arrangement like this, and all of a sudden you have and then you have a lot of automation going on that's looping or not, if that's your forte. And it's a really simple way of getting more movement into your sounds, which is for this kind of style of music is really, really important. So yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you in the next video.